By the way, before we wrap up, I just want to make sure that like you have a podcast, and I want to tell our listeners about your podcast, how people can find you, how people can get involved in your club, how they can connect up with you to make more connections for you, and especially if they've got
Sure.
kids that are in your area that might want to come to a practice, a kick up.
Yeah, yeah. So you can the easiest way to contact us. Of course, we have a Facebook page, Ohio Sumo Association. Um,
Ohio is spelled
O
O
H A
A.
Y O. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Ohio. Yeah. Um, and so Ohio Sumo Association. You can find everything there. You can find us on Instagram. That's probably where most of the content gets posted. Um, and then the podcast, it's Ohio Sumo Podcast. You can find that on, Apple Podcasts or wherever, um, whatever platform Spotify. um, and yeah, those are the main. Yeah, if you reach out to one of those two places, Instagram or Facebook, you'll get a hold of somebody. So
That's
Cool.
yeah.
awesome.
And what does your podcast cover? Tell us more about your podcast and what it's like.
So we focus on interviewing people in the sumo community, uh and we've had several, so like we interviewed Ed Shushevsky, we interviewed John Gunning from Inside Sport Japan, and we interviewed Konishiki, which was a real thrill and a
Wow.
real honor.
Yeah, he
And
just followed us on Instagram and we were like, ah! Ah!
yeah, yeah, he's just the nicest dude you'd ever want to talk to. Like he's just, really down to earth. I don't know. I feel like he feels like he kind of has a responsibility to like the sumo community to be supportive and brand Konishiki sumo brand, and it's all really fun and cool, and he just does great stuff. So we'll talk about what's going on with our club. We'll talk about what's going on in the USSF. We'll talk about we'll briefly go over some pro sumo stuff. We always kind of like to talk about that a little bit too, and then we'll go into an interview. So we started that back kind of right as the pandemic was really coming on.
Mm.
Us
Um,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we were like, well, we need to do something to keep active, and
Yeah.
Hmm.
we had talked about doing a podcast, and so that's kind of when that took off. But yeah, um, so that's where you can find all that.
Is there anything that we missed that you want to cover right here at the end? You want to make sure it gets out there?
I don't know if you're listening to Sumo Kaboom, uh, which is a great podcast, by the way. I really
Thank you.
enjoy what you guys do, and it's really fun. Like I was saying earlier in this talk, like if this was around, if you guys have been around like 10 years ago, if this kind of stuff was been around 10 years ago, man, it's just really great that like there's so many outlets for sumo now, and you guys are one of the better ones. So um it's just really awesome. So but anyway, if you're listening to Sumo Kaboom and you have kids that want to sumo wrestle anywhere, like you could do this too. It's not, we happen to stumble into a good situation, but get your kid a go to Joann's Fabric, buy yourself some
Should
some
get a
heavy
Joanne's
cotton.
Fabric sponsorship for this.
Yeah, yeah. Buy yourself some heavy cotton and make your kid a mawashi. And if you have multiple kids, make them mawashis and send them out into the backyard, and get the garden hose and make a ring and let them sumo wrestle. This is how we're gonna grow the sport if we
Yeah,
get
just
young
spark
people.
some interest and
Yeah.
show this is fun, and there's
How
a whole
Yeah, yeah. They don't even have to, you don't even have to know much about sumo. Like just watch some video, watch a few videos, get them in there and like let them play around and have some fun, and then see what, if they want to pursue it, then find, try to reach out to one of the local clubs and say, "Hey, if you do have a club local to you, say, "Hey, we've got some kids that want to do sumo." This could happen anywhere. This could happen in Austin. This could happen in Houston or San Antonio, wherever.
Yay!
Is there like a downloadable PDF that shows people how to make a mawashi, or is it just really easy?
You can there's actually a video. I don't know, maybe we'll make a video of like here's a simple way to make a kid's mawashi.
Yeah.
But there are some videos on, I think USA Sumo has some videos on like how
Okay.
to maybe how to fold the mawashi and how to put it on and stuff like that. But there's resources like that out there. Um, but yeah, I think just kids sumo wrestling, that needs to be regular practice, regular
Yes,
thing.
it does.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure to talk to you and like see your face, and like we follow people. We stalk people that follow us, and like people stalk people.
Stalk
But
them.
we see what
Not
people-
really stalk.
No,
just
we
stalk.
sort of stalk. But we see what people
Yeah.
have to do, and we're interested in what everybody else is doing because we're fans. We're just fans, and we love this family and community that's sumo. Even though none of us have hung out in the same room before, but like we're fans of
Yeah.
what you're doing, and some of the other guys we've seen, and we saw the Consulate Cup, so it's all connecting. It's all connected up.
It is such a tight knit community, and it's so everybody loves to share and be. I don't sense a lot of egos. I don't sense a lot of like
Yeah.
I need to be the best, and so I'm gonna squash everybody over here and like try to I don't know. I just don't get that there's a lot of rivalry happening within our community. So I'm all about cooperating and talking and keeping keeping the sport keeping the sport at the center rather than a particular person's ego or a particular person's agenda. Like it's all about the sport and making the sport better.